The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he never ate two kinds of meat together. When we go to some places, we tell the brother, Akhi, give me lamb biryani, give me some chicken biryani, give me some beef biryani, give me some samosa, give me some this, give me some of that, all in one plate. And then we eat some of it, and 1/3 of it we scrape it off and we throw it. The Prophet ﷺ said, verily, obesity is a disease of luxury. And what we see today, we find most of the people are overweight. So most of them have the disease of luxury. Someone said, are the prophets and the righteous people, alayhi salam, still alive? No, they're not alive. How can you explain the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and the righteous people appearing in dreams? This is not because they are alive. This is ru'ya. This is a vision. A vision. So when someone goes to make umrah or someone goes to make hajj and they stand in front of the grave of the Prophet ﷺ and they say, Ya Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah ﷺ, or this or that, making dua, so and so, they have done what? Yubtilul hajj. Yubtilus are their ibadah. They spoil their ibadah. Why? Because what are they doing? They're making dua to the Prophet ﷺ. Or they're making dua to Abu Bakr, or dua to Umar ibn Khattab, or dua to Uthman ibn Affan. Or you will see them sitting outside Jannatul Baqi doing what? Making dua to the dead people. Verily, all their ibadah, those who are doing this, is nothing. No, we don't do it. Verily, those who's in the graves, they are not responding to us. Okay. The brother, he asked, so what should we do over the dead? When the people die, the first thing that we should do is prepare their washing. Prepare their washing. And this is complete. If anybody who wants to know, this is one of the very good books, and it's in 3 parts, but this part here having to do with the funerals. Completely, everything is here, according to the Quran and the Sunnah. So, over our dead people, when we're doing the washing, we can say Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, Allahu akbar, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-azim. We can say ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wahdahu la sharika, ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. La ilaha illallah, subhanallah, walhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, Allahu akbar, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-azim. Saying these words nicely, quietly, washing him, and reciting that while we're washing and turning them, reciting these here, because our brother or our sister, they can hear. But we're not, and also what? We're saying that? Reminding ourselves. For me, I have washed and buried more than 100 brothers and sisters. Of course, I did not wash the sisters, but buried them. I have washed many bodies. Until each time I'm washing someone, I'm imagining now, this is me. This is me. It is I. It is not someone else that I'm washing. This is myself. Then you will see that there's a difference. So every time you come back from the graves, and every time you come back from that kind of washing, you will find you have a different consciousness. You'll have a different appreciation of the death. So what we should do over our dead people, we should give them their rights. Wash them. Wrap them according to the Quran and the Sunnah. And after that, the Prophet ﷺ said, take them to their resting place, bisur'ah. For if they are good people, we want to hasten them to what? To their reward. And if they are bad people, other than that, we want to do what? We want to hurry up and get them off our shoulders. I'll take 2 more questions and that's it, inshallah. Someone said, what is the reference for the hadith you quoted, mentioned where the angel of death reminds and Allah asks him to die? Actually, I will get this for you if you take my email. Inshallah, I'll get that for you. But I will not say to you, I will not tell you the context of it. I'll just say to you that I extracted this here from another narration. And perhaps, if there's someone here who is very skilled in hadith, if you tell me that this narration is da'if, or that this hadith is mawdu', I will never recite it again. I will never relate it again. But from what I understand, it comes from a good source. Yes.
I'm aware of time implication. Just a simple question. In your opinion, what's the best ingredient to soften the hearts toward practicing Islam?
Okay, I just want to finish this particular question because somebody's asking me for the dalil. And I want to be honest with them. I cannot give you the exact dalil myself today, but I will look into it and I will ask Sheikh Suhaib Hassan, who is a person that I know very well. I'll ask him about the authenticity of this narration. And if he tells me, as a matter of fact, I related this here when he was sitting right next to me. And he did not say to me, Khalid, this is mawdu', or Khalid, this is da'if. So I assumed that since he heard it, that it is sound. But I will ask him again, inshallah, because maybe the person who asked this question, maybe they themselves think that it's not a good narration. But I will check it. If it's not, I will not say it again. But you also check it. And if, yes. Inshallah, akhi. Fadlu.
السؤال كان من عندنا الحمد لله بس نحن لا نشك في الحديث ولكني لم اسمعه ولم اجده كيف ولذلك سالت اذا كان لديك المصدر جزاك الله ولكن هناك دلائل من القران الكريم بان لا يبقى الا الله ويبقى وجه ربك.
جزاك الله خيرا ان شاء الله. May Allah reward you inshallah. And I reply the same. That inshallah, brother, I understand you want it for the appreciation of where it came from, so that you know that it came from the Quran, it came from the Hadith, so that you will benefit from it. Inshallah, the same applies. I will find out exactly from where it comes from and transfer it to you. And I'll leave my email with Brother Shafiq or the brothers who are responsible here, inshallah. Yes, your question, brother?
It was, what's the ingredient, best ingredient to soften the hearts toward practicing Islam?
Softening the hearts. The dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the reading of the Quran. You see, the best thing to affect the hearts, see, the best words, kalimatul tayyib. Good words. Good words, good invitation. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to, this was his practice. Towards the people who were the enemies of Allah and the enemies of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they were not his personal enemies. They were not his personal enemies. Why? Because he always had kalimatul tayyib. He had good words and he had good behavior. Most of the Muslims, we have good knowledge. We have basic knowledge. But you know what our problem is when it comes to practicing, spreading Islam? It is our behavior. So if our behavior is good, our words are good, our thoughts are good, our houses are clean, and we are clean, and our speech is clean, and we remind people with the words of Allah. What did the Prophet ﷺ say? وَخَيْرُ الْكَلَامِ كَلَامُ اللَّهِ وَخَيْرُ الْحَدِّ حَدِّ مُحَمَّدٍ sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So always, we extract the words from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to soften the hearts to people. And we translate the meanings of it to people if they don't understand the Arabic. And then we take from the ahadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam how he interacted with the non-Muslims. Subhanallah. If we see how the Prophet ﷺ, how he spoke to the non-Muslims, even Abu Lahab, Abu Jahl, how he spoke to Musaylim al-Kadhdab, how he spoke to them, how he spoke to the people who was taking the property, killing the Muslims, how he spoke to the leaders of the non-Muslims, how he spoke to them. Always his behavior and his speech was noble and good and clear. And so for those of us, if we're talking to Muslims, remind the Muslims always with the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Give them the dhikr from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The dhikr which is according to the Quran and the Sunnah. Give them the ahadith from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what he used in different occasions. And this inshallah will be enough inshallah for the believer inshallah.
My question was for oneself.
Yes, for you and I'm speaking that. Give that. For you and I, this is what we should exchange inshallah. Okay, brothers and sisters, it is now 10 minutes after 9. And actually, we have to respect the time because I was given about 1 hour and 15 minutes to speak. I used 1 hour and a half. Then there was supposed to be another half an hour for questions and answers. We went 10 minutes beyond that. so I don't want to take something which doesn't belong to me. So I want to be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the invitation. I want to be thankful for the people who came, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive me for my shortcomings and to extract only the best of what I had to say. And this is why we say the dua, subhanallahi wa bihamdihi wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati. Assalamu alaikum.